Unfortunately, ouch, ow, hold on, please hold. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today, where we are going to play with this. This is something that I saw Hanna Poston, is that her name? God, I'm not sure. I think it is Hannah Louise Poston. Anyway, I saw her review this. I will leave her review link down below. And I wanted to give it a try because I was kind of intrigued. This is a like a balm foundation, all-in-one concealer and foundation. This is from Monika Blunder Beauty. So this is called Blunder Cover. Can you see that? Anyway, she seemed to really like it. My only thing is that I'm a little concerned about like the dewiness level of it, like if it's going to be too much. But I was interested, I really was. And I believe this was $52, and I ordered it directly from the site. I will of course link that below. And I got shade 2.25. It's about midday, it's about noon I think, and this is there's the box, and there's the stuff. So very simple packaging. There's a screw off lid and a little protective seal here. So that's what she looks like, and I'm gonna hope. I'm intrigued. I really am, because I like sort of natural finish, not too dewy. I don't like too dewy because I don't think it looks good on my skin. But I don't know. I'm interested. I'm interested to see if it's buildable, how it wears. I do have to go out later and do a couple of errands, so I probably will be going into places that require a mask. Not everybody does here in Washington right now, so which is kind of nice. You know, wearing a mask all the time gets old. But I think I'm gonna try it, see what happens, and I think I'm gonna use a sponge today. She did that in her try on, and I think I want to try the same thing. So I'm gonna do that, and if it doesn't seem like it's working out or something, then I'll grab a foundation brush and we'll do that, and then do a sponge or some kind of situation there. Which reminds me, I need to go get a damp sponge. Okay, we're back. Let's adjust the color. There we go. All right, so I've got a sponge here, and I don't really have anything on my face right now, like any kind of moisturizer or anything. And I'm gonna try it that way. That's not usually what I do. I usually like to put moisturizers and things like that on under whatever foundation that I use. But because this is a balm, and because I'm a little concerned, not concerned, I'm a little wary, let's just put it that way, that this might be super dewy. And so I don't really want to add too much like dewiness or moisture or whatever to my skin under this. And if that doesn't work out, then, you know, I'll do something different. The number one ingredient in this is castor seed oil. And then the next one is sunflower seed wax, and so on and so forth. So it seems like there's quite a lot of oils, waxes, hydrating type of things in here. So we'll see. Like almost everything is some kind of oil, it looks like. So that's the thing that gives me, you know, pause. But we're gonna go ahead and go in, and I've got a little sponge here, and because I don't really know what I'm doing, I am going to just put my sponge in and kind of twist it to pick up some product. So there we go. And it definitely has a oil wax sort of scent to it. Not really a scent, but not like a fragrance scent, just kind of naturally that way. If you know anything about oils and stuff, you know that that's kind of how they are. I think the color is really good. It's maybe a tiny bit too light, but I would rather be too light than too dark. Like, it's easier for me to bronze things up or darken things a little bit if I need to, versus trying to make something that's darker than, say, my neck and like behind my ears and that kind of thing blend in. I just don't like to have to try to do that or bring stuff all the way down my neck or put it all over basically. So I haven't picked any more up yet. And I think I've mentioned before that I am enjoying products that are very natural looking, not super high coverage, because I just don't feel like they look that great on my skin, on my mature, you know, lined, textured, slightly textured skin. I mean, I have pretty good skin, but as far as I'm concerned, but you know, I am 52, and so things need to look good on my 52-year-old skin. And I'm just kind of taking my time, and I have not picked any more up. So that's kind of impressive. I'll probably go in with some concealer just to see how it plays with this foundation. Okay, so I feel like that's a pretty good start. I don't know, I think might be something wrong with my monitor because I look positively blue in my monitor. So hopefully I don't look blue in this video, or I'm gonna have to like start over. But feels nice, feels very lightweight, doesn't feel heavy, greasy, anything like that. So that's kind of amazing considering all the emollient things in this. Okay, this looks really nice as far as like how it's sitting on my skin. I am seeing a little bit of a tendency for it to sort of, how do I put it, like skip over pores. Does that make sense? So that then your pores look a little bit more visible. So I think I'm going to take a foundation brush, pick up a little bit, just a little bit, and kind of, I'm not a big buffer when it comes to foundation and foundation brushes and stuff. I tend to stipple, but I'm going to sort of stipple and wiggle, if that makes sense. I think you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Just to get in, especially these places that are, I think, really hard to reach with a sponge. That's why I typically prefer a brush. But I am not seeing like an abundance of dewiness, which makes me very happy and gives me quite a bit of hope. Okay, so I have like a little cat hair. I have like a little blemish here that's healing. So let me pick a little bit up on my brush, kind of on the corner of it, and see if I can build that up right there. And I probably could pick up like a little tiny brush and do like a very sort of precise pinpoint concealing sort of situation. Oh, this is supposed to be like a concealer and foundation all in one. So maybe I'll just pick some extra up on my concealer brush and put it on underneath. Yeah, I'll do that instead of putting on a whole different concealer. We'll try that at some point for sure. All right, I'm going to pick a tiny bit more up and bring it down onto that redness of my chin. All right, let's have a peek. That definitely helped to sort of work it into my skin. So that makes me very happy. I would say that's a really nice medium to high medium coverage. It's not over much, but it seems like it's good, I think. All right, so I'm going to pick up my concealer brush, and this is not clean. So if something goes awry, maybe because of that, let's just keep that in mind. But I think I'm going to go ahead and just add a little bit of extra under my eyes here and see how that does. And I think I will set it just because I almost always set my under eyes with a tiny bit of powder. I don't like to bake. I don't like to do any of that, but I do like just a little bit of powder to set things under my eyes. So let's tap a little bit of that on. And then set that down and kind of press it in with my fingertip here to sort of melt it, I guess, into my skin, warm it up, and hopefully have it, you know, meld really nicely with my skin and not do anything too weird. So you like my fucking bright ass nails? I got them done on Wednesday. This is Friday, and I've already had like 1 million people comment on them. They're usually positive. And if not positive, then people are like, wow, that's really bright. Stating the obvious, of course. Okay, so I feel like that's pretty good. And looks really nice under my eyes, surprisingly. A lot of times foundations won't look that great on the eyes, under the eyes, I should say. Just to see if I can get a little bit more coverage in my cheek area, I'm gonna try not to add any more to the like T-zone area too much. Make sure that little spot's blended in there, but I would like just a little bit more coverage on the broader planes of my face. So I feel like this looks really nice, like really skin-like. It's very lightweight, not overly dewy. It looks pretty good on my nose. All right, so I think I'm gonna leave that there. I think it looks really nice. I'm pleasantly surprised, really, a little bit anyway, because I'm like, I don't know, a balm foundation, is that something I'm gonna like? I'm not sure. But I mean, like, I love tinted oils and tinted moisturizers and things like that too. So, you know, I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to foundation, as long as it's not too heavy, too powdery looking, too dry looking, but especially heavy. I don't like that look. But I think this looks really nice. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and I will come back. I will let you know like how things sort of went on over this. I think I'm going to do cream products, just because I want to try like cream on top of cream and see how that all goes. But let me go do that, and I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back, and I was just looking over the box here and what all it says on it. It doesn't really say like, you know, this is full coverage or medium coverage, or like a natural finish or a matte finish or anything like that. It doesn't really give you any like indication of what to expect. But just reading like the little blurb that Monika Blunder herself put on here, it sounds like she wants these products that she's releasing, well, at least this one, to be super versatile. And I definitely think it's that. I mean, I'm pretty happy with the way my under eyes look, and I didn't have any problems putting my cream products on over this. So far, so good. I'm really kind of surprised. Anyway, I'm super surprised by how much I like this, because I've bought things off of other people's recommendations and stuff, and they end up not being for me. And that's, you know, that may be the case with this one. If you try it, it may not be your thing. And, you know, that's okay. That we don't all wear the same thing. If we did, then there wouldn't be 5 billion products out there for us to choose from. So I'm going to wear this the rest of the day, and I will come back this evening sometime and at least wear this for, you know, 5 or 6 hours before I check in. And that way I can let you know kind of how it's wearing, how it continues to feel. Remember, I didn't put any moisturizer or anything on under this, although I think it would be fine to put a moisturizer on under this, or sunscreens and things like that. I did want to pause here and just mention something not related to this particular foundation, but to a foundation review I did last week, or maybe it was the week before, and it was the Makeup Forever HD Skin. I was gonna, you know, and I probably still will put a little update or whatever in the description, but I'm sorry to report that this is not for me. I don't like the way it looks on my skin at all. I think it wears okay and stuff. I just don't like the way it looks initially. And I tried it a few different ways with different primers and stuff. And all right, you know how you have a pet hair, a personal, you know, your own hair, a lint from a Q-tip or an eyelash or something in your eye, and no matter what you do, you can't fucking find it? That's me right now. And so it's like, okay, this is not really a good look with the red eyes and the watering eyes and everything, but we're going to power through. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to wear this the rest of the day and see how it wears, see how it wears with a mask, see how, you know, it like ends up sitting, like does it break down, any of those things that, you know, if you've bought more than one product in your life, you know that things can go south. They really can. They can look great initially and then they just fall apart, or they can be kind of, you know, you're not so sure, but by the end of the day you're like, yeah, that really melted into my skin and looks great and wears great and so on and so forth. So I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for you know, great wear and you know, a pretty sort of wear off. I'm gonna let you go and I will check in a little while. Hi guys, I'm just checking in. It's about 8.5 hours after I did my makeup this morning. So yeah, this is the Blunder cover from Monika Blunder Beauty, and this is the all-in-one concealer and foundation. And again, I have the shade 2.25. I ended up going out today, but I didn't end up going anywhere that required a mask, and so I can't report back about that. But I can say that it's worn really nicely. It hasn't, amazingly, it has not settled in like my forehead lines or anything like that. It's a little bit worn off around my mouth. I just ate, and so, you know, wipe your face with your napkin or whatever. And kind of as a side note, I'm wearing the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in the shade Fighter. So that's what this is. And you know, I almost never wear colors like this. I almost never wear dark colors, but it was on sale at the grocery store, and so I bought it. But anyway, yeah, I'm super impressed with the way that this has worn. The fact that it didn't crease, it's not any, like, I'm not any oilier. It didn't stick to anything dry, or if it did, it you know, maybe I don't have any dry patches. It is a little worn on my nose where I was wearing my glasses and my sunglasses, and that's like, that's just how it is with foundation, and at least any that I've tried. They all wear where I wear my glasses, my sunglasses and stuff. But I don't have anything to say negative about this, at least so far. I am excited to play with this a little bit more, wear it with maybe a primer or two underneath, maybe the Charlotte Tilbury, you know, the glowy shit that you put on underneath things. Definitely want to try it with my favorite sunscreens and some, you know, moisturizer or skincare, that kind of thing underneath, because basically I had pretty bare skin when I put this on. Maybe just a little bit of a, like a hydrating water kind of thing that I usually put on right out of the shower. But other than that, that is it. I'm going to give this a thumbs up because I really like it. I like how it went on. I like how it wore. I like the amount of coverage. You can see, you know, freckles and like my little sunspot and all that through it, but not so that it doesn't look like it's doing something. So it's definitely good at evening things out and, you know, camouflaging things just a little bit. One thing I am going to try doing here, just real quick like, is I'm just going to take my sponge that I used this morning, and it's a little bit damp. It's not very. And I'm going to pick up just a little bit on the, on the pointy end here, and I'm going to see if I can, like, repair my glasses points there and see if, you know, like I don't do this very often. I just, you know, typically I just leave things as they are and let them wear off and stuff like that. But I did want to see if this, like, you could add more and have it not look gross. And I find that this is where I get the wear, and then usually around my mouth. So here, and sometimes my nose, depending on how sneezy I am or whatever. But I love this. I think this is great. Yeah, that worked fine to just tap a little bit more on over that. It didn't do anything, and I even powdered my T-zone a little bit, if you remember. I think I mentioned that. If I didn't, well, I powdered my T-zone a little bit, pressed in a little bit of powder here and a little bit in the forehead, but not very much because I really wanted to see how this did. As far as it being like a good concealer, I still think I would probably go ahead and put like a concealer, like a normal concealer. Not that this is abnormal, but a regular concealer on with this. But I haven't done it yet, so I don't know how they play together. I don't know how this will play with other products. But yeah, I'm super happy. 2 thumbs up. I'll put the price up here. I'll link everything down below. And yeah, I'm super happy. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate your time here. I hope you know that. Please do give this a thumbs up if you enjoyed it while you were watching. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. And until my next video, bye guys.